Yeah. This time you didn't forget me.
Well, thank you for everyone being here. Let me just play this, and then we'll start very, very shortly.
Greetings, my beautiful people. This is Shezzy, raising the awareness with 10-star General and Sharon Mango. Tune in and keep it locked.
This is just another love affair. Do you check me for what you need or what you can achieve? True love is hard to find. Galang, 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 galang. I've got a woman. Really got a woman. So fine. I've got a woman. She's good to me. Have mercy. I've got a woman. Bonafide woman. I've got a woman. So good to me. She wakes me up in the morning. She squeezes my orange juice, my egg sunny side up. 2 slices of toast, some sugar in my tea. She kisses me and I'm off to work. Feel what the brother say. Feeling like a man should. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got a woman. Really got a woman. I've got a woman. She's good to me, y'all. I've got a woman, bonafide woman. I've got a woman, so good to me, y'all. My girl is a beauty queen, could see her in a magazine. Hey. My girl is a beauty queen, you can see her in a magazine. Hey. People love how she walks, you can see her on the catwalk. Girl is a beauty queen.
Greetings, one of the hosts, Lloyd Brown, giving full endorsement to
Stock in promotion, right now, blend radio.
the station with integrity, the station with a difference. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown says so. Full Darcy.
Stock in promotion, right now, blend radio.
We not stop till we drop. Zane, bless.
Yes, people, thank you for being here, and we're going to start right now. And thank you, Rankin Ed, once again. Thank you, Inez, DJ Maestro, Total Satisfaction, who's our guest today, Leon Smillie, and we have our beautiful co-host all the way down there in sunny New Jersey.
Yeah.
What is it like in New Jersey right now, Sharon?
It is so weird because it's kind of cloudy, right? But it's almost 60 something degrees. It's getting up there. It's weird. We've had really.
It's getting hot, right?
Yeah, it's hot, but it's like it's a little gloomy.
Right.
I think rain's coming. Rain's coming for sure.
Okay. Well, thank you, Total Satisfaction Records, Leon Smillie. I've known this guy for a fair few years, and every day he seems to just amaze me. I never realized how much music of his I have in my catalog alone, right? So before we start, let me just do the welcomes. Sharon, just introduce yourself, please, to the massive.
Well, what time is it now? Still morning, good afternoon, wherever everyone is. My name is Sharon Mango, representing SBRB Radio, Royal Plum Productions. Greetings, Total Satisfaction, and greetings to everybody in the room. Thank you guys for joining us today. DJ Maestro, Inez, Rankin, and my sister. Hoping you're good. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, greetings.
Total Satisfaction, wagwan, my brother.
What day, go on to some works, you know?
Right. I'm wondering, do you have a stop button? Do you have a switch off button? Because the amount of music you push out there to the world, man, is just like, people need to know who you are, you know?
Yes.
Before we kickstart this show, I think it's very important for us to pay our respects to Tabby from Mighty Diamonds, who recently was gruesomely murdered. And, you know, today I got a rundown of how it happened. And as much as I'd love to share that information, it's just, you just can't do it,
Yeah.
But share your memories of Tabby, or of, the Mighty Diamonds, the lead singer for Mighty Diamonds.
Well, I met Tabby in Rhode Island. I used to go to school in Rhode Island, and the Diamonds passed through, and I was able to get backstage and I meet him. And he's a very humble and peaceful man. So to put his past in the same equation with violence, it's bewildering. I can't. Up to now, it has me like, that's an icon. Regardless of who say they icon, that's an icon. For his community, for the music industry, for the culture, he's an icon. And to know that his demise came through violence, it's heartbreaking. It's very heartbreaking.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I would also love to give anybody who's in our audience right now the opportunity to unmute and, send condolences, say a few words if they want to. That's if you want to. You don't have to. But if you want to, you can unmute and just, say a few words of Tabby from Mighty Diamonds. But that's only if you want to. It'll give you a few minutes to do that. Sharon, what comes to mind when you heard the news?
Well, for me, it was rather shocking. It's just, we know that there's violence and there's so much things going on, but it was just minutes before, this happened. This man was laughing and dancing with his friends on the street, and just to know that in that short space of time, the ignorance of people, right? You just wiped a whole life out, and not knowing the effects it has on everybody. It is truly bewildering. I cannot put into any words how I feel about it. I think I was numb for a minute I felt like I was in that man's shoes, you know what I mean? He was living life at that present moment in time. Again, very humbling man, as far as I know, just a nice man, just, around these people and having fun, and just like that, you get wiped out for what? Yeah. You know what I mean? Just, it's the sheer ignorance and but I can't. It's too much. It's too much.
Before I start our show, there was another gentleman in the video. If you watched, Tabby dancing, there's a man standing in a white shirt. He also was murdered. So we send our condolences to the man in the background, who was also murdered as well, to his family. So, yeah, we're gonna prod on. DJ Maestro, do you want to say anything? I saw something happen just there. Ranking and Inez, no? Okay, we're going to start with the show. Thank you, Total Satisfaction, Leon Smillie, for being here today. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. We want to take you on a journey because you've contributed immensely to our genre, and I think it's only befitting that, you take us on a journey and tell us who you are and who you worked with and so on. Take us back to your earliest memory. Where were you born? And just share with us what family life was like and how music became a part, of your journey in life.
All right. I was born here in New York, Brooklyn, son of Jahamid and Inez Brown. That's mom's on the line. Hi, Mom.
Bless up, Mama.
Bless up, Mama, every time. Big up, Rankin on.
Oh, wait. So Inez is your mama?
Yeah. So,
Inez is your mama, right?
Oh,
yes.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Bless up, Mama.
Hi.
Love to Mama. Mama, you're sitting there so quiet and humble.
I blew up our spot just now.
God bless. Thank you, Mama. Thank you for being here.
You got the support,
All right, thank you. We're gonna call on you a little later, you know, so don't run away, you know.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so yeah, so the musical journey starts with my father. He obviously a singer, Jamid. He used to bring me to his studio sessions. He used to do band rehearsals with Roland Alfonso, the Outer Limits band. And
So
I'd
he
be
goes back to the 60s, right?
the 70s. I'm not that so far up,
70s. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
So
I mean Jahamed.
yeah. He's been in it for a while. From I was born. He's in the
Okay,
game for a while.
so share with us what you know of your father's journey before you continue with your particular mission. Tell us who Jahamed is.
Jahamid is a quiet, humble guy. He sings, and his songs they reach an audience, and then people pirate his songs and make money off of it, and he doesn't see anything from it. So with that in mind, that's kind of what brought me to, getting into the business years later, after going through the whole journey of seeing Pops going to the studio, recording, doing band rehearsals, myself and my brother becoming soundmen. We used to have a sound named Alibaba,
Okay.
and we'd run around and cut dub plates. And I said, you know what, it's not beneficial for me to be spending so much money giving these guys for dub plates, and I'm not gonna see back no money from this. It's best for me to go into recording and try and make back our money off of the same recording. So he kept with the sound business, and I went into the record label business. And I skipped over a whole bunch of stuff, but you can, rewind the tape.
Okay, so continue with your journey. You're born in Brooklyn, right?
Brooklyn.
And yeah, what was family life growing up in Brooklyn? And especially being in such a legendary musical family.
Yeah, mom's work, pops work, but we're a tight family. As much as the system has family separated, it's a tight family same way. We are, we support each other as much as possible, and we try, encourage each other. You know?
So music was always part of the family household, I would imagine.
Yes, my mother is
What were
a
you listening
producer.
to as well?
Oh, when I was listening to everything my father was playing. So I was listening to John Holt. I was listening to Alton Ellis, Delroy Wilson, the Scatterlights, the Patti LaBelle's, some Motown stuff,
Did
a lot
somebody
of Bob
just say
Marley.
Patti LaBelle? Patti LaBelle is my favorite.
Yeah. Sam Cooke,
Hmm.
father was a big Sam Cooke fan. What's this next guy name? I Did It My Way.
Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So,
Okay. So in listening to all that kind of music, where did your love for music begin? When did you decide that, you know what, I want to take up this torch and I want to run with it? What was the straw that broke the camel's back? What was the defining moment?
the straw that broke the camel's back. When we used to go to the record shop every weekend, either Friday or Saturday, where the family's at the record shop doing the ritual, buying the records to come back home and play.
Right.
So this it was down on Nostrand Avenue. There's a record shop down on Nostrand Avenue.
Right.
I think it was probably Gil Bailey's record shop. I'm not
Oh,
quite
Gil
sure.
Bailey. I remember Gil Bailey.
Yeah.
I didn't
And
get the record shop.
it was a Bob Marley album, the Bob Marley live album.
Mhm.
Remember it to this day. Yeah. We went in, and my mother could not leave the record store unless she purchased that album.
Which one?
The live album.
Okay, okay, yeah. I think that was in the UK actually.
Yes, it was in the UK.
The Lyceum, right?
Yeah. Yes, that
Yeah.
album with
Yeah.
No Woman No Cry and all of them big classic songs.
Mama got taste, man. Mama got taste.
Yeah, so from that moment it was a wrap.
Right. What was it that drew you to it?
I don't know. This Rasta man on a cover shaking his dreads and this guitar out and Bob Marley in full effect.
Right.
I'm gonna put my mother on blast real quick. Yeah, I'm going there, Mom. There was a year Bob Marley came to New York and my mother left me by my grandmother and went to go see Bob Marley and left me. Up to this day, I will never, ever, ever let that go.
Mama, unmute. Explain yourself.
That's child abuse.
Aye. Mama has to unmute. Mama can't explain herself. Why we are here?
Yeah.
But I said, no.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
Bob Marley was the driving force.
Huh?
She's staying quiet. She said, I'm not saying nothing. Mom just staying quiet. Miss Inez,
I'm gonna hear about it. I'm gonna hear about it when I go over.
Just a little baby. I didn't want to take my baby to that concert. I know he loved Bob Marley, but I'm not gonna take my baby in a crowd like that. No, I buy all the Bob Marley music for him.
Thank you. So I have to say that same Lyceum video that you watched struck a chord with me also, because I wasn't just seeing a man just strumming his guitar and singing behind a microphone. It was almost like this man became one with music.
Right.
You understand?
Right. There's something about him. There's something about that man.
It wasn't his voice wasn't the added instrument, so to speak. It was like he was one with the music. That's how I saw it as a young kid growing up. And it's amazing to know that you felt the same thing. Sharon, is there?
Yes, sir. So we're going to take you back for a second. In school, did you get involved with any instruments in school? Like, how were you in school when it came to your music?
Well, I went to a private school, so we did a lot of hymns. I ended up on doing choir. Every grade had to do choir, so that's where some of the vocal training started, as well as with pops and being around various musicians.
Mm-hmm.
So
So that was it. That was like, so you a private school where you?
Yeah, private school with the vocal training with choir rehearsals at school. No instruments per se, other than vocal.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you were how old going to private school? Well, especially in New York too, right?
This is young. This is young. young.
Mm-hmm. So in high school now, I'm sorry, Miss Inez, go ahead.
Well, he went to private school from grade 1 to high school. No, to junior high. Then he went to special school in Brooklyn Tech. So he stayed in private school through his growing up.
Okay. All right, Mommy, it's my interview. Come off. Stop.
Well, you wanted me on.
Oh, I love her. We love you, Mommy. That's funny. joking.
a fun family. We're a fun family. Yeah.
You are. That's funny.
I love
Okay.
that.
Oh my gosh. So in high school, what was it like for you in high school? Did you meet friends that were involved in music? Like, how did you really get that bug to do what you do
Well,
now?
well, with the background that I have, you know, with like I said, with pops and all of the experience I had coming up, because even with before high school, I'd go to like 12 tribe meetings and stuff, and
Oh, okay.
that's
Okay.
loaded with
Yeah.
musicians.
Mhm.
So I was always around musicians. So by the time I got to high school, that's when the sound thing started.
Okay.
I would get into a cluster with Caribbean guys, mostly Jamaican guys, and lunchtime we'd sit down at the table and like everybody else bang on the table and start rhyming and pass around, and then it went from there to doing rehearsals at my father's bike shop every Saturday, Sunday.
Mhm.
We'd toast, you know, we had a bike shop with a record shop. So we'd have all the latest rhythms and we'd throw the rhythms on the B-side of the record on. And between me, my brother, my father, and a couple guys in the neighborhood, we'd toast every Friday, Saturday, Sunday night till shop lock.
I mean, no, come on now, B. You know, there was some good times now, man. That's why I said, let me dig a little and see, like, who were you around? Because those are like
So true.
influences. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the greatest, man. You grew up the best, man. That's the good
Yeah.
life right there. Literally, that's the good life.
It's like he's talking about my early life. I used to take out the hair comb and think it was a microphone. And then you put the B side on it. I remember those days, man. I remember.
So we even entered into a contest. Clive Hudson used to have a reggae talent contest in New York, and I won 1 year, went to defend my title the second year, and I didn't win the title. What year was this? I think it was 97, 96, 97.
Okay.
So I used to go by the name Lion Ranks.
Lion Ranks.
Yeah.
What? Roaring Lion.
Because I was a fan of Tiger, between Tiger and Super Cat. So it was in the cat family. So I had to be one of the cats.
Lovely. So I tell you what, take us to the part where, you know, you knew you wanted to do this professionally, and the mind thought and the steps you took into making this dream, I would, you know, suspect a reality.
All right. This is where it gets interesting. All right. My father, he everything is my father. My father, he worked with a couple of musicians that they weren't really helping him to further his mission. And I saw this as a youngster growing up until it was my time to take the realm. So during this time, I tried to work with these people, and these people, instead of encouraging me, they discouraged me. So I went outside of the circle and got in touch with other people such as R.I.P. He gave me my first real start. I went down to Jamaica. I linked up with Delroy Pottinger. You know, he's my partner in this whole mission here. And from there, the rest is history. Like I said, I used to toast. I used to do shows. When I got to college, I figured, you know, let me really try this thing and see if I can do the thing the right way. My first show was with Ika Mouse. Ika Mouse didn't show up that night. He had some issue, and I ended up being the headline for the show.
Wow.
So that was my first show.
Yes, sir. Wow. Lion Ranks, right?
Lion Ranks.
Lion Ranks. All right.
After that, a series of shows in Rhode Island. Anytime any Jamaican act would pass through, I would find a way to get on the card. 1 year, Beanie Man and Spanner Banner came. I got on that card. I opened for them. Bounty Killer came, and they wanted me to do that show, and I said, no. My career is too young. My career is too young for Bounty Killer to get mad, vexed, and miserable with me. So I'm not gonna do that one. So from there, brought it back to New York. I graduated from college with my skill sets of business management. I got my associates in business management.
Okay.
And my bachelor's in business science.
Okay.
So I have these skill sets that I'm trying to bring to what I know of the music business, which isn't so organized in the reggae department. Hip hop and those other fields, their thing is very organized, but there's still more organizing that needs to take place in the reggae genre.
Right.
But yeah, I started my label in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
First rhythm was a dancehall rhythm, Body Bag.
Okay.
That had Major Mackerel, Harry Toddler, Red Fox, Merciless, a couple other people, a couple other DJs.
Yeah, I tried to get hold of that album, but I just couldn't get it anywhere.
I only released it on 45s, and with how dancehall worked for me, I don't know about anybody else, but how it worked for me is that dancehall has a very short lifespan. If it doesn't hit in the first 2 weeks,
Shelf it.
For real. You can toss those records and make frisbees with it. So the production was okay. It was my first shot, and I decided to go the right way. I'm not gonna say go, but I say it the right way. I decided to go roots culture, lovers rock. Once you do lovers rock and that kind of music the right way, it'll stand the test of time.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yes.
If it doesn't hit today, once you do it the right way, it'll hit tomorrow. And the rest is history.
Yeah. I have to applaud you on that because you're absolutely right. Before we go any further, did your father write any original songs?
Yeah, most of his songs were original. He probably sang over probably like one or two, and those one or two songs, the one song he hasn't released and one song I know I released it.
Right.
But he penned all of his stuff.
Right. And he got paid for all his stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So at least he never became a victim of the system.
Yeah, as far as me paying him, yeah, but before, he is a victim of the system, just like many other people were.
Okay. Were you able to reclaim on his behalf or no?
No. What we found was that someone, back in the day, they would take a copy of your record. They probably still do it. Take a copy and go press another copy with a different label. They would white label it. Yeah. My father's one particular record was Ordinary Natty. The label was a purple label, Sons of Rasta. I go to YouTube and I see the same song with a complete different label with a home address. And I'm like,
yeah.
Wow.
So these are the things that, the business is weird, but I just do it for the love of it.
Right.
Right.
So we forwarded to now where, you've realized that roots and culture and so forth is the way to go. Where did that mindset come from?
The mindset came from me just being a grounded person, looking at the messaging that's coming mostly from dancehall. I'm not saying it's all dancehall, but the stuff that's really coming out at you isn't so positive. And to be bombarded with negativity and all of the different type of stuff that they're talking about, it doesn't pique my interest. So
Right.
I prefer to hear people talking about real life situations. Not to say that they don't talk about that in dancehall, but the method that is brought over towards me, it's too. And I'm too old to be flying off a
Right.
thing and trying.
Yeah. And share with me because and the reason why I ask these questions is because many producers and artists or whatever they go where the attention is. So if the attention is gun lyrics and sexually explicit lyrics, that's where they go to because that's where the cash comes in. You understand? So there's a whole full round circle of blame to go in that direction. However, you've chosen to go the opposite route. And again, I'm kind of interested in where your dedication and mindset did you always feel like that there was a mission for you in the music itself, in the music industry?
Um,
Or,
I
or,
don't
or
know if
was this just, you just love music and you just wanted to contribute? Or did you
yeah, I
feel that
wanted
there
to
was
be,
something for you?
I just want to be a part of this thing. If I can get even a small half of a crumb from this big cake that exists, I'm satisfied. Just to know that I can walk down the street and hear somebody playing one of my songs. That's a very good feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
yeah,
Yeah.
other day I
yeah.
was at I was at the market and a car drove by and I'm listening to one of my songs playing and I'm looking to see if that's my car turned on and if somebody stole my car. And it was another man driving his vehicle and I'm looking at him and I'm like, boop, boop, boop. So it just made me feel so positive to know that, the things that I like, other people enjoyed as well.
Yeah. Uh, I have to say, I have to applaud you because as part of your journey, you covered a song by a friend of mine and Wide Awake in a Dream. I always felt that song was always ahead of its time, when it was released, and Barry Biggs' version, who is a good friend of mine, as a matter of fact, he's coming on my show very, very soon. I think next week, Saturday, he's supposed to be appearing on my show. And I'm going to mention you to him. And I'm going to play the song that you did by your father. What prompted you to even cover that song? Because my thing is, I used to think the American market were light years behind the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
you picked a poignant song and rhythm to go by. I mean, what made you do that?
That was my father's doing.
Oh wow! Share the
To
history.
be
Share the
honest,
story.
that was my father's doing. Like I said, my father loved the classics, so he'd always be singing, Wide Awake in a Dream. I said, you know what? You're gonna wide awake in a dream and go sing that wide awake in a dream for me. So he just made it happen.
Mm,
I went, as I said, an engineer. I'm a partner in this, Derek Pottinger. He lined up Sly and Robbie, the great one that passed on. And, they did it. Dean Frazier on the sax, and they mashed it up.
wow.
It
Wow.
hasn't gotten the attention I think it deserves, but within the time will prove itself because it was done proper, in my opinion.
The beauty. I'm going to play that song, and then I'm going to come to my co-host Sharon. To quiz you some more. But I have to say, you know, a lot of people are yet to discover Total Satisfaction Records. So everything you're doing, as far as I'm concerned, is not in vain. You know, it's like a ship that gets sunk in the ocean, and
Mm-hmm.
people know there's some treasure at the bottom of that ocean. but they're yet to get there. And when they do get there, they're going to be amazed at what they find. That's how I look at you. Anyway.
No, but I'm gonna pull up that top because this ship don't sink. This ship don't sink.
No, you
We might
not
just
sink
be
at
far
all.
out. We might be far out, and people just can't see it. But
Yeah.
they're gonna have to strengthen their eyeballs. I'm just gonna have to come a little closer to where they're at. But this ship is floating, and the treasure is gonna land on shore for sure.
Yes, man. I love that. I'm gonna play your father's version. I'm just gonna play a few bars, right? And I love this song a lot. The original is like some of my favorite food, like ackee and saltfish.
Yes,
I tell you. And then your father, I always say, if you're gonna cover an original, version of a song, you either do it justice or you leave it alone. But your
right.
father went there, and Jesus, this is what I heard.
Oh, baby. No, you've been doing such amazing things to me. I just can't understand. You're too much. Sometimes I sit down and I wonder, is this for real? Is this some kind of a magic? I don't know. Even though you touched my hand, I can't believe you are real. I can't believe the things I feel. There they are. Your lips again. Don't let them leave no more. Because I need them now. I need them now for sure.
Listen.
Wide awake in a dream.
Pull up.
I tell you, Papa is all that and more. I listened to that song and I'm thinking, wide awake in a dream. There's certain songs you have to really leave alone and just let the original just do its thing.
What it do,
But,
yeah.
it's also nice when an artist is brave enough to take on that torch and run with it and make it his own. And that is exactly what your father's done. He made it his own. I listened to that song and it gives me the same feeling as I listened to the Barry Biggs version. What memories did that art form take? What memories does it bring back for you?
It's just my father in the booth. Every time I hear any one of my father's song, I just remember being near while he was recording, and the whole atmosphere, and who was there, and who played the instruments, and that's what really hits me. And it's always it always takes me to a place of peace. My father's passed on, and to know that I still have his voice and I can listen to it whenever I choose. So it brings peace to my soul.
I still kick myself because at the time when you approached me and told me that, you wanted me to interview Jahamid, personally, I was going through so much, I even had a stroke at the time. And I know you approached me and you wanted me to interview Jahamid. At the time, you didn't tell me Jahamid was your father. I had no idea, no clue. I just knew I loved his music, but I just couldn't do it. And then later on, I got to realize he was your father, and it's like, damn. Damn. And I think he must have passed away a week or a month after or a year. Was it a year?
A year, yeah.
It was a year, right? Yeah. You know, so again, my condolences, man, you know, to your father, you know, and I really love everything he's done and everything you do. I want to come to Sharon Mango because I still have a whole heap of questions for you, ask Leon.
Yeah, man, I'm ready, man.
Yes, Mr. Leon, because you see my friend, he will hug the mic, you know. True, say, love what you had.
Hug it!
All right, sir. All right, ready like
You
Freddy.
see how that go? Yeah.
Go ahead,
So
Sharon.
I am so curious to know how you worked with a lot of well-named musicians, right? Artists and some producers. How did you get involved with these people? Like when did people start to take you seriously?
When did people start to take me serious? Sometimes I don't know if they take me serious or not. I don't know if they take me serious or not, but I take myself serious and I take the things that I do serious. So if they want to take me serious, that's on them. But me knowing the mission that I'm on, you know, I don't have time for foolishness. You know, and I'll work with artists to a certain extent, and if they don't, do what they're supposed to do, I have to move on. I can't. I'm not in this for them. I'm in this for the world. So I don't know if that answers your question. I'm kind of going all over the place.
Kind of and sort of, but my thing is that you worked with Sly and Robbie, no?
Right.
Sly and Robbie, Gene Fraser, all these people, like these are notable people still in the game. Yet,
Right. My theory has always been
like
my theory has always been, if you want hits, you work with the hit makers. And me having the name Total Satisfaction, I can't do nothing less but go and look for the hit makers.
Yeah.
I mean, without question, but I'm saying, do you think was it because of your father or who?
It's a little of everything. I would say it all starts with my father, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to navigate and know the people that I know. But as far as like, a lot of it is my engineer. He knows like those guys in Jamaica, and then I come down and I meet them. But the work is still going on. So, when they come to New York,
Pottinger is a legend as far as I'm concerned.
He is.
Top. He's the top. So, me being affiliated with him, that's where, everything kind of pulls in. I have my connections up here in New York, and he has his connections global.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And that's usually how it works. So I think that at this point now in your life, you said something like was really important, which I believe, even for myself, from what we do as well. You do this for the love of it. It's not necessarily for the fame. And I think that when you are in that mindset, right, beautiful things happen. Amazing things from all over, where you're just like, man, this is a good one. And the next one that you're coming out with, that's going to be a banger. And this one and that one. It's your total love for what you do, which gives longevity to what you've made, if that makes sense.
Right.
That's how I see what you're doing. So let's see, the question I want to ask you, let me put it correctly. What do you think is, I wouldn't say an influence, but what helps you to write and create? Like, what turns you on? What style more turns you on? Is it the lovers rock? Is it the roots and culture? Like, what makes you tick?
It's an infusion of the lovers rock and culture. The steady four. I like steady four, or I like I love the one drop.
The one drop, right? Okay.
In between there, that's where my piece is. If it's too fast, that's
it don't work.
It don't work for me. If it's too slow, that might put me to sleep. I can probably tolerate it, but how slow is slow? So it has to be something that, to keep you moving, keep you pushing on through your day. And if your head doesn't go like this, you know, then what?
Yeah, I
And
think
that's
you
how
know
I come up.
it's true.
That's my
It's true.
formula with my rhythms. Before I even you know, call in an artist to give any one of my rhythms, you know, I write myself. So I'd throw my voice on it. And I'm my worst critic. So I always try to reach out for somebody else to give me a flavor. So when they come and if their head's not doing, I mean, say,
Yeah.
Back to the drawing board.
back to the drawing.
Yeah, I always say my husband would say that when creating music, and especially even playing the drums. If he doesn't see me move a certain way, he knows it's not working.
You gotta have that feel. It has to
You
have that
gotta
feel.
have that feel. If it's not making you, and that's real talk right there. So that makes so much sense. You know what I mean? Do you write all? Do you do all the writing for your artists, or is it just the production of the rhythms?
I do the production of the rhythms. I allow the artists them to express themselves within certain parameters. If it's overboard, get back to the drawing board. You know, you have to present an argument that's going to make sense to me before I record you. You know, I've had name brand artists that recorded for me, and no.
Yeah.
No, I don't care what your name is. This is my record label. My record label is gonna stand taller than your name. So I have my thing to make sure I keep up here. You do what you want to do with your thing, but I have to keep my thing up here.
You see, as he's talking, you know, it's almost like I'm hearing myself.
Yeah, it doesn't
Anyway.
make sense to compromise yourself on your journey, because you compromise yourself, you know, you shortcut yourself. So
but that's
compromising. I compromise a lot in my early days of doing this, but you know, I'm mature in this thing now, and I see the pitfalls and the things I need to navigate around. So with, you know, the knowledge that I've attained, you know, I'm going to do what I have to do. Tomorrow I release. I'm going so forward, but I'm just excited about what's going on. You know, I'm releasing my Turbulence EP. You know, he's in Africa right now doing his thing.
Oh, Turbulence, right? I said, oh, Turbulence. I've seen him live, and he is no joke, man. I see.
No joke.
I see SOBs in New York.
He's no joke. I don't want to take over the interview. Let me shut. Go ahead, do your thing.
No,
you're talking of. Don't.
We want to know. We want to know.
All right, so I drop in
hardcore.
Yes, he's very hardcore, but the way this EP was done, even he told me, boss, as much recording as I do, this is some serious recording, you know, brother. Turbulence told me that. So if he told me that, you know, I'm going to work with what he's telling me. So that means he's going to stand behind the production. We got 2 videos coming off of the project, and the videos are perfect. You know, the name of the project is Be Strong. It's going to be available, you know, all digital platforms. You know, the videos will be up on YouTube. You know, I'm going too far ahead of this interview. Let me slow down.
No, you're not, because we really, first of all, we want to know what got you started, right? We know your background, what you started. We know Mama Inez dropping a couple of things, you know, and all that. So we get that. But, you know, your career kind of started early 2000s, you know what I'm saying? And we're still there. So
still trying to figure it out, and I'm just jumping all over the place.
Yeah, no, you still, but it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But you're doing it. It's the simple fact that when you look at your bio, for instance, and all the people that you've already worked with, man, it's a beautiful thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? You work with some big artists. Now you're working with Turbulence, and I'm sure some other names, you're going to drop some names. So is he, all right, since we're here, Turbulence, who else you got coming up?
Turbulence. We have a Jahamid album. That's gonna be You heard a couple of tracks.
Yeah.
So we got Luton Fire EP.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like him a lot. Luton Fire.
Yeah, we have well, we got some various artist stuff, some re-releases, for some Freddie McGregor and stuff, Frankie Paul, another EP with who? Who again? I'm dropping some singles.
Oh, okay.
And some videos. And what else is there? There's another project that, and the Richie Spice. I'm gonna drop a Richie Spice single shortly.
Okay.
The creme de la creme. The creme de la creme of our industry.
Yes,
no stone untouched, man.
Try not to, you know.
Again, just talking about Turbulence, he has always been one of my favorite artists from the time he did Notorious. It made me really stand up to or really listen to his message. Then he did another song about an astronaut. I always forget about the name. I've got it here somewhere, but and it was a deep song that left me trying to research what this man is talking about. About some man from Nassap or whatever he said, and it got me thinking, about, people's perception of who they think the higher being is, It really did get me researching. And I felt like that's what music is about. Is about really trying to, not just singing about what we know as our truth, but what they feel is their truth also. That gets you into thinking, And he's a person who gets my brain into thinking,
That mode.
So which is why I was really impressed with the catalog of artists that you are working with. Now, initially, when you started out, I know it can be very, very, it can be tiresome trying to get people to recognize what you're doing. Now, you've decided to keep to the, I call it the fundamentals of reggae music.
Right.
Now, where did that come from? And even though we're speaking the obvious, I needed to speak it into the atmosphere. Where did that come from?
That came from basic training, from grade 1, from Pops, and the atmosphere that I grew up in with being, around the bands and the rehearsals and stuff. The new stuff that's out there, I'm not familiar with it. I'm familiar with what I grew up with.
Foundation,
which includes smooth singing, which includes singing in tone and in key and on
melody.
time with melody. That's the era that I grew up listening to those type of music. So, for me to try to, do something out of that, that would be creative. Nothing's wrong with that, but I'm going to do something I feel comfortable in, and then put my touch with my creative process to do what I like.
Right.
I remember the very first time that Leon reached out to me, and it's a day that I never ever forgot. He reached out to me in my inbox and he said, I would like to present you with some of my music. And I said to him, okay. I said, what is the name of your label? And the minute he said Total Satisfaction, I absolutely knew who he was talking about. And I said, wait, you trying to tell me you are Total Satisfaction Records? And he goes, yes, man, that's me. I go, what? I said, your label is exactly what you're all about, Total Satisfaction. Because one of my good friends, again, that you worked with is Fragga Ranks. And he's also been, I just love everything Fragga Ranks does. And to know that you worked with him, what?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That's my
That was
dude
a
right there.
yeah, man. Fraga tough, man. He tough. He
Yeah.
doing movies now, so
You
big
see
up
it?
Fraga every
Director
time.
now,
Yeah,
don't it?
yeah, man. And the movie them Chris, yo. The movie them Chris. So big up
Yeah.
Fraga. Yeah.
Big up Dagadan.
Daga.
I got that.
Yeah, man. Daga. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Big up.
So it's nice to know, the kind of stuff that you've been doing and so forth. I want to come to a song which I've kind of queued up. The very first song that I want to talk about is about an artist, right? And his
Okay.
name is Bachelor.
That guy there. Okay.
Tell me about that guy there.
Oh, that guy.
That guy there, he's a cool dude, every now and then he pops in, he'll do a one song every now and then, but he doesn't want to sing so often, but he does this thing.
How come you
Yeah,
know what
it's
I'm
nice.
doing? And how come? Because I'm going to expose him right now.
Yeah, man. Bachelor is the new version of Lion Ranks. Lion Ranks is more of a DJ, very aggressive, brutal. Off of that. Yeah, that kind of stuff. I had to take it to a different level. I just graduated from college, so call myself bachelor because that's what I am. I'm a bachelor. Yeah, so
So I'm going to
put
play a
that to
song
it.
by Bachelor because he's very, very talented. Now, you did a song called Her Heart is Broken.
Yeah.
What rhythm was that?
I think that was an original rhythm.
Yeah. I think that's the Call Me rhythm, right? I think that's the Call Me rhythm.
Yeah. No, that's not the Call Me rhythm. That's the Again rhythm.
Again
Rhythm.
Okay. Good. Okay, so you did that song. Let's play that song by Bachelor because he's not just a producer, he's also a songwriter and a singer. All right, take a listen. Let's see. Here we go.
So this one is dedicated to the girl I love, really and truly. Yeah. Can't do without you. My little shining star. You know who you are. Yeah. Well, now I'm writing a letter to the girl I love because her heart, yes, it is broken. So many things to say, so many things to speak, but the words have never been spoken. This is not a rhyme and a riddle and a story I tell. This is not a joke. No, I'm not joking. No, me, I apologize for all the hurt I've caused because I love. Yes, I was loafing. Can you please accept the apology in a little letter? I promise can, but maybe make it little better. Over so many years we've been together. Can't picture me life without you, so make we stay together. I've hit that button, so make me climb your ladder. You're my shining star, let's shine together. Ready for circle up and make your love life sweeter. If you don't believe, just listen this job, peace, yeah. Mine to hold as I'm holding you now. And yeah.
Ooh, that tune, they're tough, man.
Yeah, man.
You're bad.
Yeah, man. I try,
Yeah, bad. Look at sing, Jay, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
So can we expect more music from yourself?
yeah, man. I have some stuff coming.
I know you work with a lot of people, and initially, if I was to share my little history, when I started making rhythms and I started working with certain engineers and so forth, I started before I knew any artist whatsoever, going back to the early '90s. I started doing my own songwriting. And I started DJing on my own music and so forth. But the more artists came in, the more my kind of talent took a backseat,
Oh.
Do you find yourself in the same position or is that different for you?
It's kind of different for me because I don't really want to be that guy on stage 24/7 like that. I really want to be the guy behind the scenes,
Seems right.
to create and to give other people opportunity that want to do the thing and really want to do the thing. If I can create an avenue for them to do the thing and all of us can be happy,
Right.
let's do it.
I'm with
But
you.
I'll run up on the stage every now and then when I feel the energy or feel the vibe to do a thing. But
Maybe Lion Ranks or Bachelor will come out, whichever.
yeah, it depends on the time and the set.
I hear you. I hear you. In terms of how far you've reached in your musical career, because you've got so many albums out there and rhythms out there right now, like I say, and to me, you're somewhat of a veteran coming up into legendary status. That's how I see you, because I know your music, you know, but you know what does Mama think when she knows your journey? She must probably know what you've been through in terms to get to where you are today. How does Mama see your journey so far?
Well, I never asked her.
What is it you take from it? In terms of, do you feel Mama's proud of what you've done so far, or?
Yeah, definitely. I know she's proud. That's why she's tuned in right now. So I know she's proud and she's very supportive. She encourages, she listens to the songs, she tells me what she likes and she tells me what she doesn't like, and there's not too much that she doesn't like because I know what she doesn't like. So I don't make what she don't like, and that's the mindset that I keep with other people, parents, and with myself. If it's not going to sound comfortable for a person to play amongst young children that are growing up, if you respect and love your children, you don't want them to hear certain things. Right. So the same principle. If my mother can't listen to it or she's not going to feel comfortable listening to it, I don't expect a little young child to feel comfortable listening to that. So I just keep that mind frame and try to make music that mommy gonna like and I'm gonna feel comfortable making.
I want to come to Mama Inez if Mama will unmute, because it's always nice to get a parent's perspective of what their son is doing. I'm all the way here in the UK. My co-host and my good friend of 40 years, Sharon, is all the way down there in New Jersey. And there's many more people who know of Total Satisfaction Records. And, I'm interested to know what Mama Inez thinks of her son, global, this global veteran moving into legendary status. Mama Inez, where you say?
Yes, I am proud of him. And I am proud of the direction that he is in and is going. He has a good head on his shoulder and he thinks positively. With the music, I always say, if you put something out there that is positive, people will listen to it. The negative music, I can't deal with. Right. And he's always put out positive vibes.
Right. Okay, and that's nice to hear. So when you hear some of your Jahamed's music, your late husband, what comes to mind?
A lot of his music, they're nice music. Positive thoughts on them. And he ate and live and sleep music. He writes so many songs. I still have a lot of his songs that he's written here. I have them, but he live and sleep and eat music every day. He's always writing music.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing those memories with us. And, as long as we're here operating on the airways, we're always going to be, keeping Jahamed's his name alive and his music, No, so thank you, Mama. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're going to come to a song that your father did called Orthodox. I think it's very important that we play that before we come to Turbulence. Now, tell me about Orthodox, because that story there is very important to our history. So share with us that song called Orthodox with yourself. With Jahamed, Johnny Clark, and Luciano, right?
Yeah. All right.
Share,
How that song comes about. The last time I recorded my father, which was not too long before he passed, he said to me, Leon, I sang this song Orthodox Rock. So I said, how the song go? He couldn't remember the song. So I said, how the rhythm go? He couldn't remember the rhythm. So I said, what I'm gonna do with it? You know, you're not giving me anything to work with. So, you know, the name of the song just always stuck in my mind, and I'm trying to remember if I ever heard this song before, you know, do I have it on a cassette? And that never happened. I never heard the song up until the moment, until he passed. When he passed, one of his brethren from a group named Jamala, Cleon Douglas, I reached out to him and I asked him about the song because he used to be the lead player for the group. And my father made mention of the group being in on the session. So I asked him and he said, boy, you know, so I have that cassette inside the house. I'm going to run it off and send an MP3 for you. Just like that.
Imagine.
And he sent the MP3 in, you know, the state it was in, you know, there's a cassette sitting on for years. So there's a little drag here and there. But he sent it over and I listened to it. And, you know, I've never heard the song before. So up until that moment, you know, that song was a mystery. Wow. And, you know, I listened to it and I figured, say, you know what, the vocals, them are good enough. You know, I would attempt to sing it, but the song wouldn't fit me because one, I'm not a Rasta man. It's more of a, you know, a Rasta man kind of song. Yeah. I'm a straight ballad. So that song wouldn't be fitting for me to sing. And I need to make the song do justice. Yeah. So I sent the tape, the MP3 down to my engineer and I asked him, can we do something with him? He said, yeah, man, the voice song, Chris. So from he said we could do something with it. We started doing stuff with it. We sent, I called for Johnny Clark, who was a friend of my father's. And he did his part. And then I said, you know what, it need a little more oomph, you know, for really give it that. That's a Luciano's the guy.
Yeah. Yes.
Lucy, and Lucy came and, you know, he blessed us.
Did it take much convincing for Johnny Clark and Luciano to be part of the project?
No, not at all. Not at all. Okay. Not at all. They heard the rhythm. They knew who the person was. Yeah. Everything just fell into place, and you know the rest is history. I'm, you know, putting the video together for that, and that song is going to be released April 12th. It should have been released already, but I had to make some adjustments. Can't release things if not totally satisfying, you know.
There you go.
I love that. I love that. Bear with me. Let me see. Where are we? Okay, let me just put that there. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to play that particular track. Sharon Bentley is in the building. Thank you for being here. And we have Kasim down there in South Africa. Is also here. Thank you for being here, Kasim. Yeah, and thank you for everybody else who's in the building. I want to play this song because this song is deep. And I don't know, it's like your father's spiritual energy just weighs all over me right now. So let me play this song.
Orthodox, exhibit, the Orthodox rock. Oh, baby, tribute to the Amen. This is an Orthodox rock, so men and people you better dress back, cause if your heart too big, you're gonna drop.
Now that's what you retrieved is your father's voice initially, right? This
Yeah.
is the Orthodox rocks. That's him singing, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I just want people to understand what they're listening to. All right. I'm going to take it back to the top. And again, a friend, just mention the person's name who you got the tape from and you were able to recover some stuff from. Just mention the name one more time.
Mr. Cleon Douglas, lead singer for the group Jamala. Yeah, man. Big up every time, Cleon Douglas, sir.
And it was in good nick for you to be able to pull this off.
Yep. What he sent,
Gotcha.
we worked with it.
There you go. So take a listen to this one more time, people. One more time.
Orthodox, exhibit, the Orthodox rock. Oh, baby, tribute to the Amen. This is an Orthodox rock, so men and people you better dress back, cause if your heart too big, you're gonna drop, and you will never reach the top. Mount Zion, only Mount Zion. Climb the lion, the lion, the lion is Mount Zion. Yes, the Orthodox rock across the shakata. The Orthodox rock across the shakata. The Orthodox rock across the shakata. Now, yes, this is the Orthodox rock. I don't think you run around the block, but if you shock them with a shakata, Jaja children say it's time to rock in Mount Zion. Holy Mount Zion. Crown the lion, the lion, the lion in Mount Zion. 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 Holy Mount Zion. Oh, you come with me to Mount Zion. Yeah. The place we wanna be. This is an Orthodox rock, so evil people you better dress back, cause if you out weak you gonna drop, and you will never reach the top. Mount Zion, holy Mount Zion, climb the lion, the lion, the lion in Mount Zion. Yeah, Orthodox rock or a Orthodox, Orthodox rock or a Orthodox, Orthodox rock or a Orthodox, Orthodox rock or a Orthodox.
Oh, Jesus. Ooh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is more than music.
Yes, that's a journey.
Oh, Lord have mercy. And you know, it's, I don't know how to express it, right? You know, but this becomes more than just music for me. You know, in hearing what your dream was and what you've been able to materialize it to be in the final whatever that I just played just now. You know, it's almost like, again, it's like I speak of, you know, we spoke of Bob Marley and the music becoming one, It's not
Right,
like Bob Marley was an instrument. It's like it became part of the music.
right.
It's the same thing I'm hearing here. And it's not an
Right.
easy thing to pull off.
No,
No.
no.
So it's not just your father. It's not just Luciano and Johnny Clark being part of this,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also about the players of instrument.
Definitely.
Tell me about that experience, especially the musicians, because I believe musicians really don't get their dues. So share with us that journey.
All right. Well, on the original cut of the rhythm, that would have been played by Cleon Douglas. He used to play for Soul Syndicate. So that's even how thing that is, right?
Yeah.
You had
Are we talking about the days of Santa Davis and Fullwood and Ansel Collins and them?
in the early part, and then
Okay,
he
okay, okay,
came here and Jamala, and you had
okay.
Mikey Wranglin, son of Ernest Wranglins. So from then, from way back then, we working with those type of
Wow.
musicians.
Mm.
Noel Alfonso, son of Roland Alfonso, was a part of the band. You know, Basie was Bugsy. You know, so from the original laying of the rhythm was tight because those type of musicians were playing. So with the breakdown of, trying to extract my father's vocals because the music was already tight and married. So we had to go in and do some tweaking in the studio to raise my father's voice up and to drop the rhythm down and then lay a new rhythm on top of what was there, but covered enough to make it sound, appealing enough. So
Wow.
with that, we used Flabba for bass. We used Chinna Smith for guitar. We
Now
used
you're
Bubba for
talking.
keyboard. We use Kirk for drums. So and then we use Dean Frazier for sax.
Damn, damn,
What a
damn,
lineup. Look at
damn. You the real
Sometimes
deal, man.
you gotta flex a little muscle every
that.
now and then.
Yeah, man, you have to flex the you have to think about that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to make an impact, you got to do what you have to do. And I want to make an impact. And, these guys are legendary within their own rights.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So
Absolutely.
let me come to Sharon because I'm gonna hug up the mic if I don't do that.
You see, I won't listen to you now. You see? You already hugged the mic, man. No, yeah, I said. Anyway, Mr. Leon. So, Leon, how do you feel within yourself that, okay, you've done quite a few things, but do you not see for yourself like this is just the beginning?
I ask myself that question sometimes, like, where do I stand in this whole thing? Did I reach where I need to reach? Have I, and it's just like, I just keep going. And then, to even hear my name being mentioned as, legend and stuff like that, that's beyond me. I humbly, appreciate it. But that's beyond me. I look at people like Cox and Dodd as legend. Those guys are legends. I look at those guys as legend, but to even be made mention of in that breath is flattering. And it tells me that I'm on the right track. Just keep on doing what I'm doing. I don't even really look back at the old catalog to say, I've done so much work. If I do look back at it, it's to say, oh, that's how my sound used to sound then. And it has to sound different, moving forward. So
Right. This is like it's like you're constantly evolving, basically.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's constantly evolving into what's current or what you feel is right, because I see that you're trying to stay away from, I don't even know what to call it, the certain type of music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know,
style up. Yeah.
but you're trying to stay ahead of that game as well, but still be relevant in the foundation. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's not always an easy task either. You know what I mean?
No.
It's not easy. But I think that, like 10 Star was saying, when you surround yourself with certain musicians, because they really don't get their recognition, when you surround yourself with like real reputable, I mean, there are some musicians out there people don't even know of,
Yeah.
but because you give them an opportunity per se, you know what I mean, and just bring their perspective, which helps your evolvement. You know what I mean? You to expand, like, oh, you know, some are going to go with this sound. It's a beautiful thing, man. So again, the question to you is this just the beginning for you? Yes, you've done what you've done, but how do you feel like now you've seen certain things happen for yourself? This is, it's hard to put it into words for you because you've done phenomenal things already, but there's so much more to come. And you can see it because you're a young man, you've put your stamp on certain things. You are, I think I should really say, I think you're coming into your own now. Like you've realized your identity based on the legacy of your father, but Leon is becoming a name. How does Leon feel right now about what's to come?
I feel positive because there's only positive things left to come. You know, I feel that, you know, the journey is going to be difficult. You know, it's been difficult thus far, but, you know, knowing that I'm reaching across the world and I'm here in New York, you know, just on this platform, you know, it's a blessing. And it shows me that, yeah, people are paying attention to what's going on.
Right.
You know, people are paying attention to what's going on. So that's positive. You know, me, you know, like I said, me going to the market and hearing somebody drive by with my song playing in their car, that's positive. You know, the radio station here, you know, but radio stations there show love. So,
I mean,
you know, that's how it always goes. A king is never honored in his own, in its own house, but, you know, so be it.
And that's fine too. But, you know, you made mention of an artist, people that you, influencers that you grew up with, and Frank Sinatra. You were in New York. I'm here in New Jersey. Just a stone's throw to do New York, right? But Frank Sinatra had a song, New York, New York, if you can make it here, you'll make it anywhere. And you made your stamp.
Make it anywhere. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's part of that's big. And you did that. You know what I mean? New York is not easy. You know that. I know that. I've lived there long enough to be like, why? If you hear one person that plays something, trust me.
Yeah.
So I know how you feel, bro.
Yeah. One quick story. I was in the I was in the studio in Jamaica. We was getting ready to do some work, and a Japanese guy walked in, and you know, he was introduced to me. You know, me just being me, I you know, I don't think much. You know, I'm just a regular guy. The guy introduced, oh, that's Total Satisfaction. This guy, Total Satisfaction. Oh, this whole, and I'm like, so I was in shock. I was like, oh, take it easy, bro. It's not that serious, but you know, respect and, you know, thank you. But you know, it's cool. You know, it's a cool feeling to know that you're being recognized, you know.
It's
It is that serious. It is that serious, brother. It is that serious.
It is. Which is the point I was trying to make. Like, man, Frank Sinatra said, if you can make it here, you make it anywhere.
Yes,
it's
you
a
can.
blessing. I look forward to what you got coming, my friend, who's just across the water. We might have to come check you out anyway, because, you know, we might have to come
Guys
check.
ain't got no excuse. You're just a stone throw from each other.
It's a stone throw. You see what I'm saying? You got people who are all in the game together, and we're here. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be supporting each other. I 1,000% support you.
Yeah, you have to make the net work. You know what
You
I mean?
have to network, man. Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
is. 100%.
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Love it. So excited.
Well, I tell you what, take us to before we round up. Take like for instance, the industry it has gotten a bad rap over the last couple of years. You know,
Mhm.
maybe from even way down from the '60s, mid '60s, to where we are today in terms of producers getting a bad rap and
Mhm.
producers being blamed for, you know, stifling the artists of what they are truly deserving of. Um, I'm pretty sure you've heard the stories yourself. But as a producer yourself and knowing the stories that has gone over the years,
Mhm.
how have you been able to keep the artists you work with happy?
Well, first off, the artists that I work with, if I directly work with them, you know, they have to have some form of intelligence. If I can't rap with them and hold a decent conversation, if it's pure yo star, I can't do that.
Right,
You know, we have to
right.
have intellectual conversation because my thing is about using intellect and bringing some intellectual message to people. So if you can't reach that with just talking to me, we can't do work. So it starts there with you know, having conversation with the artist, and you know, depending on the project or what route I want to go with the artist, you know, it builds into a work relationship where, you know, I can call on you anytime I have a rhythm, and you know, you know, map up ideas and, you know, make things happen. So, but it's you asked one thing, but my mind is going elsewhere.
Okay, yeah, it's just basically making sure that the artists get what is due onto them. How have you been able to do that in an industry where that hasn't always happened?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so how have you been able to do that?
Well, it depends on what kind of you know, project we're working on. If it's a single deal, they, you know, they get what they're supposed to get. They get their publishing and, you know, their advances and so forth. If it's a project where I'm fully invested and the artist is supposed to be fully invested, we're supposed to split that down the middle. But it turns out that I take on all of the production costs, and the artist would just come
Okay,
and then
okay,
you know, the game is weird, you know, but I have my thing organized where at the end of the day, everybody's supposed to be content, you know,
Compensated.
happy,
okay,
compensated and content,
yeah,
you know, based
Right.
on whatever agreement we have.
okay, okay,
Right.
okay.
Very
So,
good.
so for instance, before we round up now, if we have, so if there's any artist who is watching this interview, whether here or on YouTube, right, and they have an interest in working with Total Satisfaction Records, what are some of the things they have to do in order to be able to record with you? Or how are they accepted? What is the process that they have to go through in order to record with you?
Is well, the one, you have to present yourself in, I don't want to say a professional manner, but in a comfortable enough manner where I can reason with you. You don't have to come in a suit and tie. No, just you know, be yourself. You know what I mean? If our energies connect, we work. You know, you know, I don't want to say, you know, you have to do X, Y, and Z in order to work, because then people will form themselves into that mold to come and work with you, and then, you know, so you know, whoever it is,
So
you
just
just
be yourself and you would
be
know.
yourself, be yourself. You know, if our energies work, it work. If it don't work, you know, you're free to do what you need to do. I'm not the gatekeeper, you know, but you know, I'm my gatekeeper.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, if you can come across and have a positive message that, you know, it's gonna sound appealing to me, you can deal with writing rhythm and sticking to timing, and you have melody and stuff, and you have some intellectual argument that you're presenting, yeah, I'm willing to listen.
know a lot of producers suffer from something called perfectionolitis, right? And that is, that you know they want to hear it from a certain perspective. you know how are you able to like round up a project that you've got out there, for instance, to say, okay, this is it, I'm satisfied? I know as a perfectionist it's very difficult to make that decision, because every time you listen to something, you keep going back to it and thinking, I could tweak it a little bit more. And the more you tweak is the more you continue to tweak. When do you finally say, this is it, I'm not touching it anymore?
All right. Once I do like a rough layout of the rhythm I want, I already have the instruments and the sounds that I want to hear in this production. The vocals go on. Once the vocals go on, background go on, and if there's anything outside of what I'm hearing, if a little percussion needs to go on, Bunga Herman or one of them big generals will play percussion on the thing. If I need sax, Dean on this up. But it's always gonna have the four basics. It's gonna have the drum, it's gonna have the keyboard, it's gonna have the guitar, and it's gonna have bass. That's the four things that I'm starting with at all times. And anything else is just sprinkling.
Wow. So basically, if you want the best, you've got to invest. That sounded like a rhyme, didn't it?
That was a rhyme. You better invest. You might get your chest tear off.
Wow, that was a rhyme, innit? Jump on, man.
Yeah. I tell you what, at this point, I want to give anybody who's in the audience the opportunity to ask Leon any questions you may have before we round up the interview. So if you have anything to ask Leon, now is the time to do it. Just unmute yourself and ask any questions you may have. Ranking on.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Yes, Leon, the Lion Ranks. Yeah, I've been really interested to hear what you've been saying, and I really kind of respect when you talk about working with headline artists, but not for the sake of them being headline, but for the sake of them delivering quality work. Because as we know, some headline artists, because they have a name, they jump on everything and everybody, and the quality of the work really isn't that great,
Right.
What I'd like to ask you is, have you sort of come across people who are not so well known, but maybe have been in the industry for a little while, who you work with and are excited about? Because I know many people who've got great voices, great writing potential, they haven't had the kind of backing, like someone like yourself. Have you got anybody like that in your stable who's not so well known, but you're excited about?
Well, I've worked with Fraga Ranks. I was excited about him and still excited about the project that I did with him. He's one of those generals. Many more, another general in the thing. There's quite a few artists, just calling names off the top of my head. You have Sniper. I just did an EP with him. He's a local, Snipe Attack. I could call some names. I can't remember. I'd have to go dig up because there's been so many people I've worked with.
Are these mostly DJs or singers? Or?
I like singers. Singers.
Okay.
Sing Jay's singer. A few DJs here and there, but the DJ thing really isn't my thing. I've worked with like Boro Bantan and them kind of, DJs like that. But my thing is more like the singing, the roots and culture thing. That's why I'd voice a Turbulence or a Lutan Fire. I would voice Johnny Clark. That's just, the people I have access to. And, I know they can help my thing reach somewhere versus me, struggling with, someone that's not gearing up to do the thing.
Sure,
because I mean, in situations like that, I put those artists in front of the label, and nothing came of it.
Okay, because was played earlier, the quality of your productions is just totally on point. It really is. And the track Wide Awake in a Dream, which I've heard for the first time today, it just blew me away because it's just got a vibe to it, which 10-star, play the whole thing later, please. Because that is just, hey, listen, that is just wicked version, you know? And totally, you're kind of new to me, but what I've heard today, I really kind of love it. It's got a really good vibe to it. But one more question before I go to ask you, because you talked about when you had to step in for, was it Eco Mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be like your first stage performance. What did that feel like? Because I can remember what mine was like 40 years ago. I can still remember how that felt to get on that stage. How was it for you?
For me, I was so hype. That was my freshman year of college, and it was all about making a name in college for yourself. I wasn't gonna be one of the guys that do that thing and stamp up no letters on my arm to say join a fraternity or whatever they call themselves. You know, those are 3 letters, and with the name Lion, I got 4 letters, so I have an advantage over having 3 letters. So that was my thing. So I was going to represent as hard as possible. So I was very excited to know that I was supposed to be on stage alongside Ika Mouse, who I knew my father knew. So anyhow, I ended up in that scene and setting with Ika Mouse. It's, yo, I'm Jahamid's son, and it's love.
Right.
But Ika Mouse had a situation. I felt very comfortable to go up and perform because I said, I used to toast every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at my father's bike and record shop. So to get in front of a crowd and to hold the microphone wasn't a problem. It was like, yeah, I want to do this again. When is the next show? When is the next show? I'm glad Ika Mouse didn't come because now the show is all mine.
Right.
So that was the energy that night.
So it just came naturally, which is great, and I totally relate to that one. So yeah, so Lion Ranks, keep doing what you're doing, and I will definitely be listening out for, you know, more of your material. And you never know, I might even be putting in my little resume to, you know, come your way. Who knows?
Ranking and a total satisfaction. We're gonna make it happen. We have to make it happen.
It's all gonna happen.
Yeah, man.
Okay. All right, nice. Take care. Bless.
Ooh, I tell you, man. Big things are going. Sharon in Germany. Has she disappeared or Sharon?
No, I'm right here. Hi, I'm right here. I'm listening to the conversation because I was on the road. I'm a bit late, so most of it I haven't catch. But after reading a certain a little bit about him, I get to understand his position and realize that he's willing. Oh Jesus, he's willing to make quality. Sorry.
It's a German thing.
Wow.
That is how it is. Some days that is how it is. Yeah, that he's in it for the good part of music. You know, he looked for quality. He set out his. Oh Jesus, no.
Germany again.
Yeah, he's been set on making quality music. Now, one of the questions that I wanted to ask, maybe I already answered them. It's oh God, no.
That's the German hotline.
Oh, I hope it is out. Yeah, one of the questions I really wanted to ask is how we could come by the name Bachelor and Lion Ranking.
Lion Ranks.
Lion Ranks.
Yeah, Lion Ranks. Like I said earlier, I was a fan.
Yeah, I wasn't here. That's why.
I was a diehard fan of Tiger and Super Cat. So them is the 2 cat in the thing. You have Super Cat and you have Tiger. What can be more fiercer than a tiger and Super Cat? No more a lion.
That's true. That's true. The funniest thing about that you even have a little bit English kind to both. Yeah.
Yes.
So
And
yeah,
then with, and,
that is not one of the things. But as I said, from what I catch from you so far, you have said a lot when I came in, and what I didn't catch, I will re-listen to it, and hopefully that I can also keep the contact,
yes.
because I think, as I wrote before, I said you're a person I would love to work with. So
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
I think, yeah, quality
Okay.
music is my aim also, and that's one
All
of the
right.
main reason listening to you and listening to your what you do, really enticed me, and how you go about doing it.
All right.
So that is of interest to me.
Okay. Okay.
Brilliant,
So
brilliant.
keep
All
up the
right.
good work.
Thank you. Thank you. And I will do.
Thank you, Sharon. Anybody else want to share a few words? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? No? All right. Well, thank you, Total Satisfaction Records, Mr. Bachelor, Mr. Lion Ranks, Mr. Leon
Leon.
Smiley. So many
Thank you. Thank you.
pseudonyms,
Thank you.
huh?
Thank you for having me on your show. Thank you so much.
Is there anything you want to say that we haven't spoken about that you want us to know already? What do you have in a future package for us? What can we look forward to? Those that know of your music, what goodies do you have coming?
Just look out for that Turbulence EP. Be strong. It's a strong EP. Five solid tracks, and 2 videos. And it releases tomorrow. So you can go out and get your copy. Stockade, anytime you're ready to squeeze those things, you can squeeze it on them. Say you have it first.
That's right.
I tell you what
Yeah.
we gotta do. I tell you what we gotta do. We gotta try and get Turbulence on the show, and so that we can interview him too. You
Yes.
know, we're trying to do it for
Yeah.
the end of the month or something. Let's make it happen.
All
But
right.
Leon, thank you so, so much. I want to thank Mama Inez for being part of the show. Mama Inez, if you're still there, we'd like to give you the last word to say a few words, if you would, But I want to thank you for coming on the show, man, really and truly, because you've achieved so much. I look at you as being years ahead of your time. You strike me as an old soul in a young body, even though you've got speckles of grey, just like myself.
It's
You're
in the
still a young
DNA.
man. Yes, you know, and you've come a long way. You seem to be ahead of your time, and a lot of people are yet to figure out who you are and learn who you are. So, because people may not be, you know, um, up in your business right now and like, who is Total Satisfaction Records and blah, 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 right? It's
Hmm.
going to happen.
I know. I
I can
trust me. I know.
promise you. You're
I
doing
feel it. I
everything
feel it.
right.
I feel the energy, not to get ahead of myself, but God has blessed me this to reach this far. I know the rest of the way is easy. There's gonna be things in the road, but He'll bless me through it. And as long
I'm
as He's
very,
guiding me through it, I'm good.
Well
I have to
said.
tell you, I'm very fussy when it comes to music and what I spend my money on because I believe in buying music. I believe in supporting the producers and the artists, so I
Hmm.
spend my money and I'm very fussy on what I spend my money on. Like again,
Uh,
I'm very surprised at the amount of songs by yourself that I have that I didn't realize I had. And I'm like, wait, Total Satisfaction. What is your name? Leon Smiley. Leon Smiley. I've got music by Leon Smiley. Okay, so Total
hmm.
Satisfaction. So it's like I'm putting pieces of the puzzle together, and it's
Hmm.
like, damn, you've done so much.
Yeah. Well, one cocoa fill the basket. I just do it, and
Who said that?
Humbug.
Fair word. Not fair
we do it
word.
and forget it, and just keep moving on. And when the time comes, I'll look back at it and say, I did a lot of work.
Man, you've done great. I really am impressed by yourself. Once again, thank you so much for being on the show. You're an absolute blessing, And as long as I have breath, you're also going to be part of our plans here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on this platform. And I want to take one opportunity to big up this DJ. This DJ, I heard him on your program. Yo, is a wicked DJ.
How would
that General, I salute that brother, man.
Brother,
tough DJ, man. That brother's a tough DJ.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, man. Salute Brother General in which party them, man. Big up.
He's, as a matter of fact, he flew into the UK. He's here today.
Tell him I said, big up yourself.
Yeah. A real artist, that man, for real.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I like what he doing.
Yeah, for real. Sharon Mango, where I say?
Well, 10-star hug the mic, so I mean, I have nothing to say, but Leon.
I'm sorry.
I'm so proud of you. I'm just joking. I'm so happy and so proud of what you're doing. Again, you're just my brother across the water, and I 1,000% supporting you. I'm
Thank
definitely
you so much.
the links.
Thank you.
Myself,
so much.
you know what I mean? Myself, my husband, 10-star knows we have our thing going on here too, but I love what you're doing. I might have to call upon you to pick your brain on certain things.
Not a problem.
You're here in the place where they said, if you don't make it here, if you make it here, you'll make it anywhere, and you are the catalyst.
Thank you so much.
Well done, my friend. God bless
you.
you. Big things is coming. I'm looking forward to what's coming for you. That's what's a beautiful thing. It's coming. And as soon as that EP drop, we want it first.
You have it already.
Oh, 10-star. You see what I said now? I'm
Sharon.
10-star general, that you know. Me have to make sure 10-star general have it.
Sharon, don't worry your cranium. Let me tell you something. Anything to do with total satisfaction is 100% total satisfaction.
Well done.
That's all I can say.
Yes, Leon.
All right.
So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this song by Turbulence. At some point, I'm going to see if me and Leon can get Turbulence on this show and make it happen, because Turbulence is all that and more. So once again, God bless. And we're going to leave you with his new song called Be Strong.
Yes.
World premiere.
God bless this day. We're searching for a better way. Hear with me, I say now. By the sweat of your brow you shall leave. No linger past street as skin teeth. Mission of it complete. No get weak to weariness is at your feet. No. Just be wise and watch what you speak. Sufferation we go sing that believe. Tell them life too sweet. Rasta man upon the coffin and the reed. Hey children, hold on. Be strong. Never let the system get you down. Hold on. Be strong. The belief in yourself will erase the frown. Make God bless this day. Searching for a better way. What they tell you is a myth. No follow them and go down, just resist. For life is good. It's such a wonderful bliss. I could do mother nature, you got this. Got to be brave, run a couple risks. Trespass at your bingy and get your business fixed. Attack the battlefield, tell them we prepare and well equipped. A righteousness man a speech. Yeah. We courageous and strong, yeah. We know where we belong. Hold on, be strong. Never let the system get you down. Hold on, be strong. The belief in yourself will erase the frown. Yeah. God bless this day.
Well, that's all, folks. That's my line. Step aside, babe. Let a star do this. That's all. That's all, folks.
Can I go home now?
I'm 10-star General from Starcade Promotions, and I'm out of here.